My sister Sarah has always been chaotic. 3 colleges, 5 jobs, a dozen boyfriends, debts that she did not repay. But even for her, the fake engagement was a new level. One day, my mother called. Sarah is getting married, although Sarah recently called marriage a dead end. At a family meeting, she beamed, showing the ring and talking about Adam from Texas, an IT startup who is too shy. Then she definitely moved on to the money, the gym, the dress, the restaurant. Mom wrote a check, Dad withdrew his savings, and my aunt paid for the photographer. Everyone believed her tears, but I sensed a catch. No one saw Adam. There was no photo. The excuses sounded like a script. When I saw the transfers from my retired grandmother, I looked into Sarah's laptop. Chats with a friend, money transfers, a plan to go to Miami. Everything indicated no wedding, no Adam. Sarah was playing tricks on us to squeeze out the money and escape. Sarah was like a hurricane in our family, rushing in, turning everything upside down and disappearing, leaving chaos. She changed colleges because she was bored, quit jobs because she was not hers, and lived with guys she forgot after a month. Money? She borrowed from everyone. Mom has a fresh start, Dad has a rental, and I have an urgent phone repair. Return it? Then, okay. And her smile made me believe. I'm used to her antics, but the engagement? It was too much even for her. Sarah, who laughed at marriage, calling it a booby trap, is suddenly getting married? I felt a worm of doubt stirring inside me. It all started with my mom's call. I had just woken up when her voice, trembling with delight, burst into the phone. Sarah is getting married. I froze. The coffee mug froze in my hand. Who? When? I managed to say. Mom was babbling. His name is Adam. He's from Texas. He's an IT guy. He works at a startup. So cute, but shy. I blinked. 2 months ago, Sarah was drinking wine at our house and broadcasting. Marriage is a dead end for those who are afraid of loneliness. And now she's a bride? I tried to remember at least one Adam in her stories. Empty. But Mom was euphoric, and I didn't say anything. At a family gathering, Sarah was the star. She walked into Mom's living room, shining like a diamond. On her finger is a ring, simple, with a small stone. Temporary, she said, smiling. She told me how Adam proposed. At sunset, with a guitar, it's so romantic. Everyone was gasping, and my aunt was wiping away her tears. I looked at Sarah and saw the actress. Her gestures were too polished, her words too sweet. She said of Adam, he's a genius, but an introvert. He doesn't like to take pictures, and he doesn't use social media. Dad nodded, a serious guy. I asked, where is he? Will you bring it? Sarah waved it off. Soon, he's on a business trip. Her eyes twitched for a second, and I felt a chill. Then she got down to business. We don't want to delay, she said, and her voice became softer, almost pleading. We need money. The hall, the dress, the restaurant, everything is so expensive. She looked at her mom, and tears glistened in her eyes. Mom immediately grabbed the checkbook. How much do you need? Dad promised to withdraw his savings. I don't mind anything for my daughter. My aunt volunteered to pay for the photographer. You deserve better. Even my grandmother, who lives in retirement and counts every cent, nodded. I'll help. I watched Sarah hug everyone, and I felt a lump growing inside. Her tears were like something out of a Hollywood movie, perfect, but fake. I knew her too well, but I didn't say anything. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe she really fell in love? I tried to believe it, but Adam was like a ghost. Sarah answered the phone. He's busy. When asked to show photos, we don't have any in common. He doesn't like cameras. When asked where his accounts are, we are changing passwords. Everything is in the process. Her excuses were like the walls she built around the groom. I began to notice the little things. She avoided details about the wedding, but the list of gifts was ready, from the toaster to the chandelier. It looked like a script, rehearsed to perfection. I felt like a spectator in a theater where Sarah is the director and we are the extras. Everything changed when I saw the notification on her phone. She left it in the kitchen while she was drinking coffee. The screen lit up, a translation from Grandma. The amount was more than she could afford. I frowned, Grandma, which saves on medicines. Then another transfer came, and more. I waited until Sarah left the room and looked into her laptop. She hadn't changed her password since she was a child. I saw a chain in the banking application, money from mom, dad, aunt, grandmother. She transferred them from card to card, withdrew them in cash. In a chat with a friend, a certain Kate, everything became clear. Sarah wrote, "Mom gave $5K, Dad 10. Grandma gave me some more. I'm in the final straight. If everything works out, I'll go to Miami." Kate replied, "Brilliant. They won't even suspect." I felt my blood running cold. There is no wedding. There is no Adam. Sarah is robbing us like a bank. I closed the laptop, feeling rage mixed with pain. I remembered how my mother cried with happiness, how my father withdrew his last savings, and how my grandmother sacrificed her pension. Sarah wasn't just lying. She was stealing from those who loved her. I thought about her when we were little, when we built huts and shared sweets. Where's that Sarah? Or was it never there? She had always been a free bird, but now her wings were soaked with poison. I didn't say a word to her. I didn't show that I knew. But inside, I was already collecting evidence. Her performance was good, but I wasn't going to applaud. Did she want Miami? She'll get the truth. And that truth will be louder than her lies. My sister Sarah was faking a fake engagement, extorting money from the family for a non-existent wedding with a fictional Adam. I found the evidence. Transfers from my grandmother, a chat where she bragged to her friend about her plan to escape to Miami. Instead of blaming her right away, I waited for the perfect moment. Sarah arranged a pre-wedding party to squeeze out more money, but I was ready. With the help of her former neighbor Rachel, I got voice messages where Sarah laughed at the family and called Grandma's help a freebie. At the party, during her lying speech about love, I turned on the recording. Her cynical voice filled the hall, and everything collapsed. Mom screamed, Grandma left, Dad threatened the police. Sarah escaped by deleting her accounts, but the video from the evening, shot by a guest blogger, went viral on YouTube, and her name is synonymous with fraud. Now her exposure is the first thing Google sees. This is not revenge. This is karma, which is louder than any lie. I could have charged Sarah by showing her screenshots of her chats, but I knew she'd get out of it. She could cry, play the victim, make a joke of everything. I needed a blow that I couldn't justify. Public, like a firework, so that her mask would shatter in front of everyone who believed her. When Sarah announced the pre-wedding party, I realized, this is my chance. She rented a banquet hall, decorated it for a wedding, mock-up tables, albums with fabrics, a playlist with romantic songs. This was her final trap to squeeze the last of the money out of the family. But I was ready to play by my own rules. I started to dig deeper. I contacted Rachel, Sarah's former roommate. Rachel replied immediately. I was waiting for someone to stop her. She told how Sarah rehearsed tears in front of the mirror, honing the image of the bride. Rachel had voice messages that Sarah was sending in a fit of bragging rights. In one, she laughed. I don't care about the family, let them pay. I've been listening to their lectures all my life. Now it's my turn to take my own. In another, about my grandmother, she went crazy, she offered the money. It's stupid to turn down a freebie. I listened, and rage mixed with nausea. It wasn't just a lie, it was stealing with a smile, betraying those who loved her. I saved everything, made copies, and prepared a flash drive. Did Sarah want a scene? She'll get it. The pre-wedding party was like a movie set. The hall shone with garlands. Flowers were on the tables. Sarah, in a white dress, fluttered between the guests, hugging everyone. Mom was crying with emotion. Dad was handing out toasts and was photographing the future bride. Grandma, hunched over but happy, was holding Sarah's hand. I watched and felt like everything was boiling inside. She asked for money again. The gym requires extra payment. The dress is made to order. The guests were taking out their wallets, and I was waiting. I hid the dictaphone under the table, connected to the speakers in the hall. It was my trump card, and I was going to play it. Sarah stood up to speak. Her voice trembled with emotion. I am so grateful to you all. Adam and I, we went through so much for this love. This wedding would not have happened without you. The guests were gasping. Someone was wiping away their tears. I stood up, feeling my pulse beating in my temples, and pressed the button. Her voice came from the speakers, not the one that was pouring out now, but another, cold, cynical one. I don't care about the family. Let them pay, said the recording. Then, Grandma went crazy. She gave me the money. It's stupid to refuse. And laughter, sharp as a knife. The hall froze. The forks clattered on the plates. Sarah paled, her eyes darting. It's not me, she shouted, but the recording continued. If everything works out, I'll go to Miami. The storm has begun. Mom jumped up, her voice breaking into a scream. How could you? Grandma, without saying a word, got up and left, her footsteps echoing in the silence. Dad, always calm, turned purple. You're a fraud. He turned to me. I'm calling the police. The aunt holding the phone dropped it, whispering, oh my God. The guests were whispering. Someone was filming. Sarah tried to save herself. It's a fake. You don't understand. She rushed to the speakers, but I stood at the console, blocking her. Sit down, Sarah, I said softly. She fell into a chair, sobbing, but the tears were no longer working. Her mask shattered into pieces. A week later, she disappeared. She deleted her social media account, changed her phone number, and left. No one knew where, maybe to Miami, maybe further. But her escape was in vain. One of the guests, a guy with a YouTube channel about the revelations, posted a video from the evening. Headline, The Bride Without the Groom. Wedding fraud is from my own sister. He showed Sarah's speech, the recording of her voice, and the family's reaction. The video has gained millions of views. Reddit picked up. Twitter was flooded with memes. Wedding of the year, without a groom. News sites, including BuzzFeed, wrote articles. The sister deceived the family for the sake of a fake wedding. Sarah became an internet celebrity, but not the one she dreamed of. Mom didn't talk for a week, blaming herself. I should have seen. Dad filed a police report, but Sarah disappeared and the case was suspended. Grandma shut herself up, refusing to talk about her. My aunt called, asking, how could we not notice? I didn't know what to say. I thought about Sarah, the one who built huts as a child, and the one who laughed at my grandmother's pension. She chose a lie, and the lie ate her up. I wasn't looking for her. I didn't Google it. But my friends wrote, your sister is at BuzzFeed. I didn't open the links. I didn't care. Now, when someone searches for her name, the first thing that pops up is not her LinkedIn, but articles about fraud. Her face is in the footage from that evening, where she screams, denying everything. It's not my revenge. I didn't want to destroy it. I wanted the truth. And the truth turned out to be louder than her tears, her ring, her Adam. I'm sitting in my parents' living room, drinking coffee, listening to my mom talk about something mundane. We don't mention Sarah. Not because we hate her, but because she crossed herself out. Karma doesn't always come with sirens. Sometimes it's a video that lives forever, reminding you that lies can shine, but the truth burns brighter.